Hey everyone, Theo here, back again with another drawing tablet review. Today I have with me the Huion Inspiroy KeyDial KD200. This video is going to be a bit long, so if you want to save time, you can check out the text review that I have already written. The link is in the video description below. So as you can see, this is a rather interesting tablet. It has this drawing area here, and there is this keypad permanently attached to the side, and as the name of the product suggests, there is a dial here. Just to give you the bottom line up front, the design, it looks good, build quality is solid, drawing performance is excellent, but if you look at this design, it's clearly designed for right-handed users. So this product is going to trigger a lot of left-handed artists. I posted some product photos on my Facebook page and received more than 1,100 comments and 12,000 shares, which is incredible because most of my posts usually receive less than 10 comments, and majority of the comments are along the lines that, hey, I'm a left-handed person. This product is not suitable for left-handed people, and someone actually went to flip the photo. I must say that this product looks really good even with the keypad on the right side. There are also many who said they would love one without the tablet portion. I guess it's because they already have a tablet. This is actually a pretty good idea. So as you can see, this product is quite popular if you go by the number of comments and shares that Facebook post has gathered. Either that or this design, it really triggered a lot of left-handed people because many left-handed people felt, pardon the pun, left out. Anyway, these are the items included with the tablet. Official retail price for this is US $169. That may or may not include shipping depending on where you are located. Alright, so we have the quick start guide and this little card here that tells you that you have to download the driver from their website. This tablet supports macOS, Windows and Android. The tablet is wireless, so this cable is for charging the non-removable battery that's inside the tablet, which is rated to last for at least 18 hours. The charging port is right here at the top left. The tablet can still be used while it's charging. This is the USB wireless receiver, which you may not need to use because the tablet actually has Bluetooth. So you can actually use this or the Bluetooth for wireless connection. This is the pen stand that allows you to place the pen horizontally or vertically. It's quite solid build, and the rubber beneath prevents this from sliding on the table. And if you open this up, you can see 10 replacement nibs and the nib remover. This is the Huion PW517 pen. The design looks good, build quality is solid. It's not powered by battery, so no charging required. It has a nice weight to it and it's very comfortable to hold. The large piece of rubber grip here feels really nice. Two customizable side buttons here with firm feedback. The pen tip has very minimal movement and it's the lateral type of movement. It's not the in-out type of movement. So when drawing, the tactile experience, it's going to be very good because the pen tip is very firm. This pen supports tilt sensitivity as well as slightly over 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. And lastly, we have one artist glove. So this is the Huion Inspiroy KeyDial KD200 drawing tablet. The design looks really good. As mentioned earlier, this is really for right-handed people, although you can actually change the orientation of the tablet using the driver, in which case when you rotate the tablet 180 degrees, it's gonna look like this, which obviously looks weird. Anyway, the design, it's really slick. All the edges are beveled. We have rounded corners everywhere. The active drawing area is 8.9 inches by 5.6 inches. This is what I would consider a medium-sized tablet, which works great with laptop displays as well as monitors up to 27 inches or even up to 32 inches. On the left here, we have the partial keypad. The palm rest here, it's actually quite comfortable, very nice. The dial is easy to turn and you can hear audible clicks when turning. This dial has been pre-configured with 3 functions: zoom, scroll, and changing of brush size. To switch between the functions, you just have to press this button here. A label will appear on screen to show the current function. That's the power button that you have to press and hold for a few seconds to power on the tablet. And once the connection is solid, you get a bright blue here. That's the battery indicator, the number lock. And moving down, we have the partial keyboard. These are the express keys. There are 5. These are flat profile chiclet style keys with good travel and feedback. The buttons here have dual keys. You can switch between, for example, K1 or the number 1 just by pressing the number lock. So if you want the number pad, you have 1 to 5, 6 to 9, and 0 is here. The secondary keys here are minus, plus, equal, square brackets for changing brush sizes, comma, and period. And this is a slash. At the bottom here, this is the classic Windows control button layout. Control, start, alternate. For Mac OS, it's control, command, and option, which is not the default Mac OS keyboard layout. On a Mac keyboard, the command is actually beside the space bar and the option is to the left side of the command. Here on the Huion keypad, it's actually swapped around. So if you are a Mac OS user, be prepared to press a lot of wrong buttons until you get used to this order. You may be able to find button remapping software in Mac OS to switch these 2 buttons, in which case the keypad is going to work correctly, but here the buttons may switch, so this is not going to work correctly. So it really has to come down to Huion to get the order fixed within the driver. The shortcut keys here are very useful. We have Control Q for quit, close, export, ruler, Control A, select all, save, deselect, paste in front, undo, cut, copy, paste, and Control B. I'm not sure what that is. And of course, you have the space bar to move your canvas around and zoom in and out. So this is actually quite convenient. So this keypad is definitely very useful. It does improve my productivity significantly. If Huion can actually release the keypad as a wireless device on its own without a drawing tablet, I believe it's going to be a very popular product. Other things I noticed about this keypad are you can actually press and hold a button to change certain settings or adjustments continuously. So for example, if you want to change brush sizes using these 2 buttons, you can actually press and hold. This delete button is a Windows delete, which deletes to the right side. With a Mac OS keyboard, this delete deletes to the left side. So if you're a Mac OS user, it's going to be quite confusing to use this delete. Hopefully Huion can tweak the driver so that when you are using Mac OS, this can turn into a Mac OS delete. And also it would be really useful to have dual functions for this delete. So for example, when you press the number lock, it can delete to the right side, and when it's not engaged, it deletes to the left side. Mac OS users are going to have a lot of confusion with these 3 buttons here. If you're a Windows user, this is basically the Windows keyboard layout, so you're going to feel right at home. If you want to press a button here and a button here for shortcuts, you can do so. And lastly, there is no backlight for the keys here. So is it really useful to have a keypad on the side here? Well, it really depends on your workflow. So for example, if I'm using a normal drawing tablet without the keypad and I pair it with a laptop, for example, I have the tablet here, and when I'm drawing, I can access my keyboard from the laptop here, and sometimes my non-drawing hand will get in the way of my drawing hand. So usually I have the laptop towards the left side, which is less than ideal because I'm looking at my image from the side, but this is way more comfortable for me so that this hand doesn't hit my drawing hand. So if you have the additional keypad here, it's going to be quite useful. So now I can place my laptop directly in front and I can access the keyboard shortcuts here. If I need additional keyboard shortcuts from the right side of the keys, I can just press the button here and, for example, Ctrl O to open a file. If you use a desktop, in which case you have your own keyboard, then this keypad here is not going to be as useful because you can always place your keyboard to the left side. This is actually my preferred working layout. I always have my keyboard to the left side where I can access all the keyboard shortcuts and just draw here. So this product, in my opinion, I think it's more useful for people who are using laptops, for people who use Windows tablets, or those two-in-one devices where it's a touchscreen device, but that touchscreen device actually doesn't support any pressure-sensitive stylus. So this is where the keypad plus drawing tablet two-in-one will be quite useful. The deciding factor really comes down to whether or not you already have a keyboard, because if you already have a keyboard, you can just place the keyboard on the side. You don't have to get this. You can just get the Inspiroy Q620M, the drawing tablet that doesn't come with the keypad but still has 8 express keys on the side and also a dial. That is $60 cheaper. If you already have a drawing tablet, it doesn't really make sense to buy another drawing tablet just to get this, you know what I mean? And now let me show you what you can do with the driver. The functionality for the Mac and Windows driver is essentially the same. I'm using the Windows driver here. So this is where you can customize the dial and the 5 express keys. You can set your own keyboard shortcuts by entering whatever keys you like. You can assign mouse clicks. If you use dual monitors, you will definitely need to switch screen so that you can have the cursor jump from one display to the other. You can run programs, you can have shortcuts for your OS, and there are some multimedia shortcuts as well. For working area, you probably don't need to change anything here. For some reason, Huion does allow you to change the orientation of the tablet 180 degrees, but obviously it doesn't make sense to do that with the physical design of the tablet where the keypad is on the left side. This is where you can customize the 2 side buttons of the pen. And here you can adjust the pressure curve using these 2 control points. If you want to create shortcut groups for various softwares that you use, you can just click here to add a program to create a group of shortcuts specific to the app that you use. This is the line quality test. The pen is very sensitive and the initial activation force is very minimal, so it's very easy to draw thin lines. This is actually how thick that line is. And the lines, they taper really nicely. You can maintain consistent pressure very easily. This is how the pen sounds when you are drawing. It sounds really good and the tactile experience, it's really nice. And because this pen doesn't have the in and out movement, you won't get that bouncy feeling when you are drawing. So this is me pressing down really hard. And there is very minimal movement when drawing. So the overall drawing experience with this pen tip, it's very satisfying. Tilt sensitivity works really well. The direction of the cursor will follow the direction of the pen. And tilt and pressure can work together at the same time, of course. Alright, let me draw something really quickly to talk a bit more about the drawing experience. All the shortcuts that you see me use right now are from the keypad. So I can zoom in and out using Control Space Bar. instead of using the dial. And this app that I'm using, this is Clip Studio Paint. I've got to say that the keypad is actually quite useful. Saves me a lot of time. I mean, with keyboard shortcuts, obviously they are going to save you a lot of time. They are going to make you more productive. Having the keypad on the side of the drawing area does improve productivity. And Huion has included a good selection of keys there. The QWERTY without the TY, QWER. They have ASDF and ZXCVB. The only button that I wish they had also included is actually G, because I use a lot of paint bucket, and G is for the paint bucket. Overall drawing experience is very positive, mostly because the pen is very accurate. So the lines, they always come out exactly the way I expect them to. Having the space bar that I'm using right now to move the canvas, exceptionally useful. Let me erase this by pressing the letter E and go back to the brush, letter B. So the keypad is very useful. I actually prefer to use the keys to zoom in and out rather than using the scroll wheel, because I prefer to have my fingers on keys most of the time rather than the dial. This line is too thick. Let me erase this. This brush is too big. So let me just use the dial to reduce the eraser. I usually use the dial to change brush size. I don't use it to zoom or to scroll. Very convenient. Go back to the brush again. Using the dial, I can change it to a thinner brush very easily. I did not notice any major glitches. Actually, the main issue I have with this product really is since I use Mac OS most of the time, the order of the keys, the control keys, control command option, that really throws me off. It will take me several months to be able to get used to that order. I am currently using a Logitech keyboard which follows the order of the Mac OS keys, but even so, sometimes I still press the wrong buttons because I use that Logitech keyboard together with Windows as well. So when switching between Windows and Mac OS, I press the wrong keys quite often, and that is even after several months of use. Drawing performance is consistent and predictable. You can expect the same drawing performance with other drawing apps. I have tested Adobe Photoshop, Medibank Paint Pro, Krita, Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer. The only issue I had was with Adobe Illustrator, where pressure sensitivity did not work as expected. Adobe Illustrator for Mac OS, by the way. But the workaround is very simple, which is to install the Wacom Intuos driver in addition to Huion's driver to get pressure working with Adobe Illustrator on Mac OS. Now let's color this. There is no G button here, which is for the paint bucket, so I have actually set the G button to this express key here. So that's pretty easy to color this sketch very quickly. Alright, almost done. Just a very quick 10-15 minute sketch. This tablet can be used with Android devices, but Android support is not good. Not good as in it's quite bad. So this is not something I would recommend if your main purpose is to use this with an Android device. So let me just show you why it's quite bad. This horizontal drawing area is now mapped to the vertical orientation of this tablet, which obviously doesn't make any sense. So let me just turn this around. Now that we have both in horizontal orientation, let's see what happens when I draw the same square or rectangle. Now I'm using the whole drawing area here, but I can only reach this area. So it's impossible for me to actually draw anything here because the edge is here. I'm already drawing at the edge of the tablet here. I cannot go beyond here. You know what, Huion? What you guys should do is to have the vertical orientation of the tablet mapped onto the vertical orientation of the Android device. 18 hours of battery life is quite reasonable. If you are a professional who draws non-stop for 6 hours each day, the battery life can last for 3 days. And if the tablet doesn't detect any activity for a few minutes, it would actually power off by itself to conserve the battery. Alright, to conclude, let me just run through the pros and cons very quickly. I like the design, it looks really good. Build quality is solid, drawing performance and drawing experience, fantastic. The downsides, this is really designed for right-handed users. And if you are a macOS user, be prepared to press the wrong buttons for several months before you can get used to the order of the control keys here. So that's my review. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this product. Do you think this is something you would be interested to get? And if you are interested to buy this product, you can check out the affiliate links that I have for you in the video description below. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys again. Bye.